Hey guys, it's Mr. Wolfie yet again, and I wish this stuff would stop happening. I know it's just the way the world is right now, and the way that the world's kind of always been in a lot of ways, and we're in one of the most peaceful eras of human history, but we still have all these problems that pop up. You know, one thing that I wanted to talk about is, well, for starters, you know, prayers and thoughts and everything with everyone affected by all this in Barcelona, and the families and the victims and everything. I don't, there's not really words that you could say that work in this situation. One thing I wanted to bring up is the fact that people are split on sides of this so hard. Whenever any of these things happen, it's like one side gets excited if this type of person is the cause of the attack, and the other side gets excited if this type of person. And it's like they're more interested in winning some kind of point contest with who's the bigger problem than they are with the fact that people are dying, you know. So they're more concerned with the fact that, oh great, it's great that a Muslim did it this time, or it's great that a white person did it this time, or it's great that you know, XYZ. This is part of the madness that causes these things to happen. Whenever you adhere to any religious ideology to the point of zealotry, there's problems, and for most religions it's usually violent problems. So I'm not going to say anything about Islam that I'm not going to say about other stuff. So you know, a lot of people are trying to go on Twitter and other places and say you can't say anything about this because it would be you criticizing Islam unjustly and all this stuff, and that's just simply not the way that this needs to be handled. This is not the way. Like, it's irrational to say that you can't criticize a religion because that's racist. It's not racist to criticize the extremist forms of a religion that has repeatedly killed people. It's not. You talk about the ideas. Maybe it could be considered racist if you're focusing on the people themselves, because the people aren't the problem. It's the religious zealotry that guides these people into doing this thing. And, you know, and at that point, it's also not the religion that's the problem, because there's a perfectly massive quantity of people that follow the religion without doing these violent and horrible things. So people are trying to generalize this entire situation, as they do every time, and as is their right, and justly so, to generalize about things. It's just not always, like, you don't have to do that, but they do it anyway. This truck in front of me just exploded a bunch of black smoke all over the place. What in the world? Just a second, I'm in traffic. Well, I'm yielding, but they're not yielding back. I don't know what's going on right now. Yeah, there you go. So the main thing I was going to bring up is the fact that a lot of people are trying to say that you can't criticize the Islam as a ideology because it's racist. So they're like reporting people and talking smack about people. And why are you picking and choosing which religion you're going to do that for? Like, if it's racist to criticize Islam, then it's also racist to criticize any other religion by the same faculties, because, well, for one, because it's not even racist to criticize a religion. It's ridiculous to even say that. Like I said, I don't know. I'm just ranting at this point, and I'm kind of distracted by the traffic. I normally just kind of talk to get myself through long drives and everything, so I don't know. I'll probably report more on this later, like say my thoughts and things. Thank you for watching, and everybody stay safe, and I really hope that this sort of thing isn't normal, but it is. You know, what can you really do? Like, okay, so there was a long period of time where the primary mode of terrorism was guns. They were using, cheap, easy to get guns in some cases. Sometimes it wasn't cheap guns at all. And I think part of the goal there wasn't just to cause the chaos or just to find easy ways to kill people, but to actually cause a shift in gun ownership in the United States, to cause a further divide in the ability to defend ourselves from terrorism, and also to create chaos in the government, just to distract. So they were trying to use guns as a scapegoat while also committing terrorist acts. It was like a multifaceted thing. Leastways, that's my theory about that. But now there's like this huge influx of people using vehicles. And it's not just Islam doing it. There's the guy the other day killed a woman and hurt a bunch of people at that protest. He was a white supremacist. He was a white guy. So it's become normal now to use vehicles as battering rams, which was inevitable. I'm honestly amazed that it didn't take up earlier. But as I said in an earlier video talking about nukes, people try to find the next most efficient way of getting their violence across, and frankly, what's more efficient and easy to get a hold of than a vehicle? You can't police vehicles. What are you supposed to do? You can't just say in a normal setting, I count about 10 cars just passing me and in front of me and behind me. There's cars everywhere. Any one of these cars could veer off onto a sidewalk into a group of people. What could you possibly do to prevent that? There's no way to police that sort of thing. So it's the next, it's gonna be the norm for a while, I think, because it's hard to find ways to regulate. It's easy enough to stop people from using guns and bombs, as far as you could, it's easier, I should say. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. I really wish this wasn't the new normal. And I'm sorry, and my thoughts are with everyone in Barcelona. I've got some ancestry from, well, it just says the Iberian Peninsula on Ancestry.com. I've been looking into it. I don't know as far as how much or what the deal is, or where that even came from. So I don't even know if it's Portugal or Spain that my ancestry showed up from, because it just says the Iberian Peninsula itself, which includes both. So, yeah. It's yet another attack that I don't just take personally because I'm a human. I take it personally because it's kind of like, you're assaulting not just what I believe in, but where I might, where I'm partly from. It'd be like if they started doing this kind of stuff in Ireland, I'd go over there and fight them physically. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it gets to the point where I just get frustrated. Why do people have to hate each other so much? I don't get it. I'm not for it. Anyway, thanks for coming, folks, and stay safe out there, and peace out. Love you guys. This has been Mr. Wolfie.